Most people using AI are doing it wrong, which is why it is surprisingly easy to get ahead of 99% of them. I have spent 20 years in e-commerce tech, AI as a CEO, being part of IBM, HP, and now leading three different startups in the UK. And here's what I am seeing. The gap between people who understand AI and those who don't is getting wider and faster. So in this video, I will give you a clear 7-step roadmap to master AI like the top 1%. And the best part is you can actually do it in just 30 days, even if you are a total beginner. So let's dive in. Week 1 start with the learning what I call machine English. Most people talk to AI like it is a person, and that's a huge mistake because the generative AI system like ChatGPT or Google Gemini do not actually understand our language. They predict it, and that's where most people get stuck. So if I said Humpty Dumpty sat on a, your brain is going to fire the word wall. You knew what was coming. Your brain predicted it right. You could have said Humpty Dumpty sat on a roof, which is technically correct, but you knew wall was more likely based on what you have seen before. Think about Google search. It does autocomplete the same way because it has seen so many search queries before. It has learned from it and now is giving you the most likely options. AI models like ChatGPT or Gemini work in sort of a similar fashion, but they are different than search engines because they do not store any pre-backed data. They generate the answer on the fly, like in just in 3 seconds. So the question is, how do they generate it? Like at a very high level, AI breaks your text into smaller parts called tokens. Each token is a word or sometimes a part of a word. So Humpty is probably one token, Dumpty could be another token, Sat another token, and Wall another token. Then AI convert each token into a list of numbers, also known as multi-dimensional vectors. Those numbers are placed inside a massive mathematical space called an embedding space. And in that massive space, similar ideas tend to live closer together. The system has learned from the previous experience, so it knows that the word Humpty, egg, wall, fall will be the closer word. But they are going to be far from the words like motorcycle or the chocolate. Now, when it's time to generate the answer, AI look at the context, predicts the most likely next token. So when it sees Humpty Dumpty had a great, it weighs all the options. Humpty Dumpty had a great party, Humpty Dumpty had a great day, Humpty Dumpty had a great chocolate, and it sees that the word fall is the most likely outcome. So the line is generated and finished not from the memory and not from the store data, but from probability and proximity. That's why AI can feel so smart and but also sometimes feels like an alien. So I am not going to go into the technical details. So I am skipping a lot of details here, but the important takeaway here is that when your prompt is vague, this guessing machine called ChatGPT or Gemini will produce the guesses that are also vague. And if your prompt is sharp and targeted, AI will come back to you with sharp and targeted guesses. That's why what I call machine English. It helps AI to compute your intent, not just try to comprehend it. So what does a sharp prompt look like? I call it AIM. A for actor, tell the model who it is acting as. I is for input, give it the context and the data it needs, and M for mission. What do you want it to do? Instead of typing, let's say, fixes my resume, try typing, hey ChatGPT, you are the world's most sought after re-editor and a business writer. You have viewed thousands of resumes that led to interviews at top tech companies. You have told the AI what its persona is. what it's acting as. Now in the second line, I'll say I'm attaching my resume, the job description for a senior product manager role at some sort of a fintech company, and this is your input. Now the third is mission. So the mission is review it and give me a bullet list of 10 specific ideas on how to improve clarity, measurable impact, and align with the job role. Your mission is to help me build the best resume that gets me hired. That's how you take the aim and turn a prompt into a structure the model now can understand, compute, and reason with. You can use this three-part structure in almost all sort of prompts. And from now on, you will start seeing the results to be at least 5 to 10 times better than before. Only when you learn its language does AI finally start working for you. Now that you understand how to speak to AI, we are going to pick you an instrument. Most people start their AI journey the wrong way. They Google top 50 AI tools, they pick 10 and they jump from one to another. They skim through all of them. And that's a recipe for failure because there is so much out there. My recommendation, pick one, go deep. Think of learning AI the same way you would learn an instrument. So there is a study in Frontier Psychology that found that the drummers pick up guitar faster than complete beginners. Drumming is not even about the melody. It requires a very different physical skill. I personally had the same experience. I spent tens of thousands of hours learning a piano. And when I picked up a guitar, trust me, it wasn't easy. But it was not even uncomfortable because I already knew how to practice and my brain was trained to see structure and patterns. The deeper you dig into one foundational model, the faster you will find the rhythm of all the other models. So which one do you pick first? If you want the most mature one, pick ChatGPT. If you are deep into Google Stack and Google ecosystem, try for Gemini. If you want more business and project-based AI, go with the Claude. But really, it doesn't matter what you pick. In the first week, spend time with one of them and learn its personality, its limits, its strength. The goal is to start feeling the rhythm. Once you get comfortable, try using the AIM framework that we have talked about. But at the end of a week, one, you should be able to write a structured prompt without thinking. So we have started using AI. Now let's talk about what actually makes your output smart, and that is called context. The world's smartest AI will sound clueless unless you feed it a context. Every answer AI gives depends on how it understands the question. So if you do not give it a context, it has no grounding. Remember that inside these AI models, there is nothing but a crazy mathematical space filled with billions of numbers. Context is the map that helps you navigate that space to tell AI where to look and what matters. And the best way to build that map is with an acronym. I call MAP. M is for the memory, the conversation history or the notes that carry over a previous chat session that you have had with an AI model. Now you can repaste the thread or ask the model to summarize before starting it again. Now that's how you will start building continuity in your conversation. A is for assets, means the files, the data, the resources that you attach or copy paste in your prompt. These assets help you ground the model in reality. Second A is for action. Now these are the tools that the model can call to do a work. The action could be search for the web, scan my drive, write me the code, or Notion document. Then the last one is P is for the prompt, and prompt is the instruction itself. So the better you get with the memory, assets, and external actions, the better context you will give to AI in the prompt, and the richer the context, the better the AI reasoning and the response you will get. Once you start using these frameworks like AIM and MAP, now you have joined the top 10% of AI users. But if you hit that absolute expert level, there is one more thing that you really need to learn, and that is debug your thinking, which is a step 4. When you are not getting the right answer, the problem is not the AI, it is your thinking. I remember the first time I ever prompted an AI. It was one of those earliest models from OpenAI, and I spent an entire day trying to make sense of it. And by the end of it, I was super frustrated because it was random, it was unpredictable. But back then, no one understood it. The phrase prompt engineering had not even existed yet, because prompting is not typing, it is iterating. When the output is weak, I assume the fault is mine because it is mine. So, did I get the right persona? Did I provide the right context? Did I give the right goal? And sometimes I even ask the model itself, what did you do? Why did you choose that answer? It will explain its logic and it will explain its chain, and that's when the magic starts. You are not just using AI, you are learning how it thinks. There are 3 cheat codes I use for that. The first is the chain of thoughts the chain of thought patterns. When the answer seems off, I would say, think step by step, show your reasoning, then give me the final concise answer. The second is the verifier pattern. I would say to the AI, ask me 3 questions that would clarify my intent to you. Ask them one at a time and then combine what you have learned and try again. And the third is the refinement pattern, where you are refining your input itself. Before answering, propose 2 sharper versions of my question. Ask which one I prefer, so AI will tell me how to ask the right way, and then we continue. And you have to keep iterating with these patterns, because these loops can teach the model how to understand you and teach you how to understand the model. Test, tweak, tune up, push until you can tell why something is working and why something is off. Then when it clicks, you are not talking at AI anymore, you are having an ongoing conversation. You and AI are learning together from each other. But here's the thing, it is not enough to just debug your mind. If your post sounds like every other LinkedIn post I see that pasted from ChatGPT, you still have a problem. And that's why step 5 is to steer to experts. When you ask ChatGPT a question, you are not searching a database of answers. You are actually sampling from millions of ideas that AI has learned over the time and is sorting as billions of numbers. So there would be some are brilliant ideas, some are average, some are completely made up, and some are flat out wrong. If you prompt vaguely, like explain how to make a team more innovative, the model will give you a superficial blah answer full of buzzwords. And you will read it and think, yeah, I already knew that. So how do you fix that? You direct the model away from the middle and towards the sharper edges of its brain. So instead of that vague prompt, you can say this. Explain how to make a team more innovative using ideas from the Pixar's Brain Trust, CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella Strategy, and Howard Research. Now you pull the model from the mediocrity into a mastery by navigating it towards experts, frameworks, and depth. What if you want to learn about black holes and you don't know who the experts are? But no problem. Ask AI first. List the top experts, researchers, and research paper and run thinking on black holes. Then feed the same thing back to the model and prompt using these experts and sources synthesize the original framework that fills the current gap on the science of a black hole or whatever it is that you are looking after. That's the way you make sure AI is not an echo chamber anymore. But remember, you are going to need to verify what you get. That's our step 6. Sometime AI will tell you things like 68% of the Americans are getting divorced. And I mean, you know it's not true. But the scary part is AI will sound just as confident when it is wrong as when it is right. So you can tell AI 100 times, stop making stuff up. But all the models are essentially generative by design. Making things up is why they exist. So what do you do about that? You simply verify. Don't just consume. Critique. There are 5 ways to separate intelligence from illusions. Assumptions, source, counter evidence, auditing, and cross-model verification. So let's take one at a time. Assumptions. List every assumptions you made and rank them each by confidence. Second is source. Cite 2 independent sources for each major claim that you just made. Include title, URL, and one-line quote. Now you can check it yourself. That's the scaffolding behind the answer. Counter evidence. Push it. Find one credible source that disagrees with your answer. Explain the dependencies. That's where the real reasoning lives. Auditing is the 4th one. Recompute every figure. Show your math or code. You will be shocked how often the numbers change once you make it slow down and start auditing. And finally, cross-model verification. This one is my favorite. I run the same prompt in ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. I take the output from one model and ask another to critique it. Or I feed the claims of one model into another and say, verify this. That's how you separate noise from the knowledge. By the end of your 3rd week, you will start feeling more in control of your output. But here is another problem. The best AI output are not the ones that sound the most original. They are the ones that sounds like you. That's why step 7 is about developing tastes. Most people use AI like a vending machine. They push a button, grab the same junk food, output like everyone gets, and call it a day. If you did that, most people will know you just copy pasted it. But you are past that stage now. It is your 4th week. It's time to step into the ring. Treat AI like your partner. Argue with it. Push back. Sharpen your thinking. Sharpen its thinking. That's where the Ocean framework comes in. Is how you turn the generic answers into a tasteful insights. Something that sounds like, oh, original. Look at the response. Is there a non-obvious idea in it? If not, push it back. Ask, give me the 3 angles no one else has thought about it. Label one as risky and recommend the one that you like the most. C. Concrete. Are there names, examples, and numbers that make sense? If not, ask back. Every claim with one real example. E is evident. Is the reasoning visible? Is there enough evidence? If not, ask. Show your logic in 3 bullet points. Provide evidence before you provide a final answer. Assertive. Does it take a stance you could agree or disagree with? If not, push it again. Don't tell me what I want to hear. Pick a side, state your thesis, defend it, and then address the best counterpoint. The last M, narrative. What's the story? Does it flow? Is it tight? Is it guided? Write it like a story. Hook, problems, insight, proof, actions, whatever you want in that story. So that's the Ocean framework to add taste to your output. Now, as you apply this over 30 days, you will start noticing something deeper. Every prompt you write, every revision you push, every judgment you make, you are not just training the model, you are training you. AI is coming whether we like it or not. To some, it might be triggering lots of deep fears, but I remain optimistic. I think AI is not here to replace human work, it is here to restore human worth. So, in very soon, you will see my AI different type of workshops on AI for accountants, AI for doctors, AI for teachers, AI for academia. And I hope you will follow me and like this video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.